It would. Well, I'm so in trouble. I am. But the weather's nice here in Leeds. So, more of the trouble at the end of the video. All I will say is it's to do with Shetland. And you can work out what that's going to be. But like I say, at the end of the video, there'll be a little apology. And we shall say no more. Like I say, the sun's out. I'm going to get my jacket off. I'm going to put that kettle on. I'm going to make myself a brew. Put some water out for Woody, who's down there, and crack on. I'm going to do some on this plot, some on the new plot, and some on Sam's plot, which is just a little bit further up there. She's at work today, and obviously I'm not. Oh, by the way, must do this for Janet. She wanted to know about the soup. It's a Heinz big soup, beef and veg. I'll be having it later on when Woody has a break. So yeah, catch you in a bit. Well, all I seem to have been doing is digging over the past 2 weeks. Digging on here, digging on the new plot, and digging on Sam's. We even got Woody digging, albeit it was in one of the beds I'd already prepped. But he joined in and he enjoyed himself, which is the most important bit of doing the garden. Enjoy yourself. So, while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, because I'm running low on gas, let's go in the poly thing. So, as you can see, it's getting a little bit compact in here. We've got everything growing. I've had to buy some wood to make some more staging for that side, which I'll do later on this week, which will be at the weekend. Yeah, I mean, everything's just romping away. We've got tomatoes, cabbages, sweet corn. I really need to get some of this stuff potted up. Like I say, I have been busy at home, so getting up here just to open up because it's been absolutely red hot in here. And it did get up to 46 on that one and 29 on the other one. So, you know, you can work out yourself. One's got to be wrong. It's never 46. Right, well, you might remember that a few weeks back, well, a few months back, I was sowing Boris and Igloo cauliflowers. Well, there's Igloo and there's Boris now in, and I've got a second sowing which are in the Polycrub down there. These are Skywalker cauliflowers. A bit of a nibble, so we shall have to put a beer trap or something down, stop slugs. These are earliest of all cabbages, and they're tundra cabbages. I've got another succession of sowing to do, and they'll go in one of the other beds later on in the season. In this bed, I've got sprouts and some more all year round cauliflowers. Right, this row are all year round cauliflowers. As you can guess, we like cauliflowers in our house, especially cauliflower cheese. These three sprouts, they're Hercules. Again over there, they're sprouts and they're Groninger. And these, apart from that weed, are sprouts again. And these are Brendan. I can't remember last year, I think we just grew Brendan. And in the end, we just ended at one for Christmas. Quite tasty. But I've got another 3 sprouts to put in that side, and then I'll put probably a row of cabbages or something that's coming through in the growing area down there. So yeah, the other 2 beds, the brassica beds, there's nothing growing in at the moment. I will put some more cabbages in that one, and this one is mainly for kale. I think this year we've got Cavolo Nero, we've got some Russian sage, Russian kale, and another one, a curly kale. So they'll all be going in this bed later on, probably in a couple of weeks' time. Well, you might remember in one of the other videos that I was putting onions in. I think it might have been the last one. So these are, yeah, don't get cheap wooden, yeah, these are a red onion mix. And what I'll do is I shall put another label in there in a minute. Let's put that there. Yeah, these are red onion mix. I haven't a clue what variety they are. It just came as a red onion mix. They're netted at the moment because last year we did have some problems with wood pigeons taking them out, but I think they're well established now, and I think the nets can come off. And I'll use these nets on the strawberry beds once the strawberries come later on next week. So that's that bed. This one is onions again, and I think there's just one variety in this one, and that's Stuttgart. That's all that's in there. These were grown from sets. Well, they're all grown from sets. These were overwintered. The ones in the front there, I actually planted those last month, and they've put on some good growth this year. Same with the other ones in that one. Right, brings us on to this bed, which are garlic. So I believe they're Provence white on that side. We have a few of the elephant garlic, which I believe is this row and those three. And these are the mixture that I got from Galbraith or Calbraith. I can't remember what they're called. And I did have a big moan about them. I did complain about the size of them, and Trustpilot decided to take my comment down. Don't know why, but anyway. So yeah, they're not doing too bad. Marco, that's the variety. Garlic Marco are those. And those, I haven't got a clue what they are because they were unmarked on the bags. But they seem to be doing okay. This bed is another bed of onions. And I believe they are radar. The beds do need weeding. That's one of the jobs I'm going to do today. Those were overwintered, grown from sets. Planted those in November in the undercover growing area. And there's a few just coming through which I planted in as little seed onions. So yeah, they're in there. I've also got a Red Brunswick and some Elsa Craig onions which I grew from seed. They're due to go out once I get one of the beds done down at the bottom end, but I'll show you that area in a minute. Well, I always net these and the peas. Now, looking at it, it looks like I've just sown a packet of seeds in here, but there are some peas in here. These are Little Marvel, and there are the odd one coming through there and there, and a couple down the bottom end. And on this side, I've got Douce Provence or Provence, another pea. I've still got a couple coming through. Take no notice of the little seedlings that are in here. I actually weeded this bed and cleared everything out, and this is what sprung up in here. So I need to wait till the peas come up a little bit more, and then I can get in and get them sorted. The net is on here to stop the peas being nicked by the little mice that we have, and they've already had some of the beans out the growing area down there. There's nothing in this one, and that bed over there has got the broad beans in. So I'll show you what's in here. There's three types. Those I started early, and to be honest with you, they got leggy, and I don't know if you can see, they're bent and twisted. I've had to try and put some string supports up to try and keep them going, but next year I'm just going to grow them straight from the seed. In here, broad bean, Sutton Dwarf, which are those as well. I did those, I overwintered those, and they did a lot better because obviously they're a dwarfed variety, and I've just filled this bed up with them. On this side, there's some more dwarf beans, not dwarf beans, sorry, broad beans, and they're Aquadulce Claudia, which are just in here, and you may see the odd one coming through. And like I say, I've got these beds to weed, but you're always weeding this weather. So yeah, I'll just show you this one for now. This is my little cold frame that has a lot of brassicas in. A lot of them are for the sharing table, but they are for down at the bottom end. This is spinach, and these are Moderna. And same again, I put these on just in case we have an outbreak of cabbage white butterflies, and they start laying their eggs. But I think with the weather as it is, I really don't think there's going to be any, not yet anyway, but you can't be too careful. So in this bed we have some shallots, which are Tamar, I believe they're called, and there's a couple, well, three here. This one is just what's left over from the garlic bulbs. I'll put them in there just to fill this bed up, and see how we go this year. Just moving down onto this one is the start of the strawberry bed. Now I was going to put it down at the bottom where the fruits are, but they don't really get much sun. So this one and the other one over there, they do get a lot of sun. So we're going to have another go with the strawberries. They didn't work last year in the towel because we had such a hot summer, and I couldn't keep up with the watering, and they just died. And all that were left were these six. These three at the bottom, which I believe are Sweetheart, and Symphony. Sam bought me to put in here, and I think I've got some Cambridge, Honey Eye or Honey Ho, and I can't remember what the last one is, but there's about 25 coming, and they'll fill that bed and this bed up. So this brings us on to the bottom area, which you don't really see that much of, but we have a couple of pear trees. This one is Comis, and it's got some lovely growth on it, and these are the stakes which I had to put in just to take that rock out of them. Yes, they do need weeding, but it's all getting filled up. This one is Berhardi, and I don't know if you can see, we do have some early pears on there, so fingers crossed we don't have a frost, because we've got some others growing on there as well. But we shall keep us fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll have a good crop this year on these. We had one pear last year, and I think that just fell off. But we're only its first year last year, so we'll see how we go. The next ones are cherries. And this is Stella in full bloom. And the next one is a Morello cherry. We had a lovely few off of this one, but this year we've got some new growth. Like I say, these are recent additions, and they're only in the second year on the plot. So hopefully next year we'll have, or this year should I say, we'll have a really good crop. Lovely new growth on it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's loads still yet to come out. Well, this is the raspberry structure. We have Autumn Bliss. We have 3, I believe, and we lost one last year. So I've ordered 3 more, one to go in there, and then I'm going to extend that way to get some more in. These are a midsummer, I believe they're a midsummer, Glen Prosson, and then they go on to Glen Ample, which are an early summer fruiting variety. These were only put in last year, so we didn't expect anything off of these. The other ones, the Autumn Bliss, we did get 1 or 2 off of them, but you know, it was its first year, so you know, that's only to be expected. Down here we have 2 Josterberries and a goji berry. I had to remember because, yeah, I think they're Josterberries, and that's definitely a Loganberry. And this was in the garden at home, not doing very well, and we moved it up here, and it's doing remarkably well. We have not had any fruits off it yet, but fingers crossed, we'll see what we get. We've had to put polythene down on here, A, to keep the weeds down, and B, last year we had Japanese knotweed coming through, and we did have we did have strawberries in here. We had to take them out because the knotweed came right up through the middle of the bed. So we kind of lost a few, and I've managed to dig most of the roots out, and hopefully we should have, you know, either stemmed the problem or at least calmed it down a little bit. These are blackcurrant. There's 3 bushes, and these are Ben Conan. We're going to put a fruit cage from here, about 4 meters going that way, just to stop the birds. These 4 are a mixture of red and white currants. This one is a gooseberry, which we had at home, and I can't remember for the life of me which variety it is. These 2 are blueberries, I believe, but I think this one's seen better days, and that one's struggling a little bit, but they do like an acidic soil. And what we may do this year is, when I come to do the fruit cage, take them out and put them in pots. This one, I think, like I say, might not take again, but that one definitely in a pot of ericaceous compost, because like I say, it is an acid loving bush. I hope you've enjoyed plot 14. The only thing I haven't shown you is rhubarb, and as you can see, it's starting to seed. Now, easiest way to combat that is just to get in and basically pull it out, because we don't want it going to seed. We don't want it putting its energy into creating seeds. We want it to be putting into creating rhubarb. So I shall continue to take these out, and I'll take some stalks out, take them home, and I think we'll have some rhubarb crumble with custard. So that brings us on to plot 15, and as I've said before, I'm only going to put potatoes in here, or if you're Scottish, tatties. So potatoes are in. These are first early. These are I forgot what they're called now, Marispard or Marispard, whichever you want to call it. Got some good growth on them. Basically, they're going to need earthing up, which I'm going to do in the next couple of days, and try and keep on top of this coots grass, which keeps coming through. They're first earlies. These are second earlies. This is about 3 Jewel, and they are Baby Lou. Never grown them before, but I'm going to give them a try this year. On this side, we have Cara, which is a main crop. and there's 4 rows of those. I put these in first. Sorry, I put these in first because they'd already been sprutting away in the growing area, and these I put in straight away because I'm trying to get a succession. Don't want a load of potatoes all in one go. Cara are the variety that Sam used to grow on the farm many years ago, so you know, if we don't have a success with these, only her to blame. This is the rest of plot 15. At the moment it's in the process of getting dug over and suppressing the couch grass. It's a nightmare and I'm doing it bit by bit, but you've probably seen in the other videos, this was one of the first beds I did, and as you can see we do have some little bits of couch grass coming through. You know, we're just going to keep on top of it. Still undecided whether to put potatoes in here. I probably will do. Just have a 3, maybe, I don't know, 4 rows of potatoes. When I keep earthing it up, I'm going to keep disturbing the couch grass, and then obviously I can keep on top of it as we go. This bed is, well, there's nothing under there apart from where I had the fire and the black polythene on to keep the weeds and everything down. This one I'm in the process of digging, and I'll show you what's left of the couch grass underneath and what I've actually dug. More carpet. I'm fed up of seeing carpet. I'm fed up of seeing couch grass as well. And this bed, because it's going to be slightly smaller than the rest, we've come up with an idea of making this like a fertiliser bed. So we're going to have, it goes against the grain, but nettles and comfrey and maybe borage just to get the pollinators in. But we've had borage on the other plot and it self-seeds everywhere, and you're constantly taking it out and taking it out and taking it out. And the only problem with borage is you can't transplant it because you've got to leave it where it grows. You start transplanting it, it just dies. So yeah, probably a fertiliser area. Fruits at the back, we have a combination of raspberries, white currants, red currants, brambles, you name it, it's all in there. That all needs trimming back. The willow, this is pussy willow because it had the catkins on this year, and I think this is just a normal willow, but it did extend all the way down, and I'm still undecided whether we can kind of cut it and maybe take it across. Don't know yet, but you know, we can always use it at some other later time. So this is Sam's. One of the jobs today, if I get round to it, is edge this and get it dug over and weeded. But we have invested in a lawnmower just so we can get this grass cut. And you may have noticed that we've taken all the beds out and we've gone back just to earth, which isn't a bad thing. Still got this lot to sort out. This is a pathway which will take us on to these 2 beds. Sam's been doing a bit of weeding on this one. That one we've had to stop because we've got some bees nesting in there. Sam will tell me which they are. I don't know, hang on. There, look. There's one there, somewhere, there you go. But they are nesting in there, so we're not going to disturb them. But the big job that we've been doing is clearing this bed. course, we're going to put a polytunnel on there, a little bit more productive. We have fruit trees at the back of hers, an apple tree, and that's a pear tree, and that's a cherry, I believe, or could be a pear. And that one there is a cherry. The big one there is a cherry as well. So, like I say, this is Sam's little pot patch. I just help her out sometimes, maybe a lot, bless her. But yeah, again, polythene's down, couch grass on here as well. Weather changes, warms up a little bit, gets sun out, dries this lot out, we can get this cut. So yeah. Well, this is the serious bit, and my apology to a company in Shetland. I had an email, came through probably beginning of March, and I know it's a bit late, but they've asked me not to use or refer to this structure as one of those. I can't actually name the product because I'm not allowed to use that particular branding. I was in the trade, I was in the plastics industry, so this came, I suppose, second nature. We sold polycarbonate sheeting, we sold plastic pipes, and it just made it easier just to do it. I've adapted it in a few ways, just to make it mine, and I'm happy with the growing area. I'm happy as it is. And yes, my apologies to that particular company. I will tag you in the description as an apology. But yeah, I just want to take this opportunity again and say sorry for any miscommunication or misunderstanding, or if I have at any point referred to this structure as one of yours. So thank you very much. Well, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I just want to say a big thank you to the new subscribers, and of course those that have stuck by me. Hope you've enjoyed the tour of the 3 plots, mine and Sam's. And unfortunately, you know, I did have to do the apology, but you know, the serious side of it is that it is a copyright or a trademark or whatever you want to call it, and you know, I may have misled. But anyway, yeah, the sun's out. I'm going to crack on with some other jobs, and hopefully see you in a fortnight, or I might even see you in a week. Don't forget to click on the like button, subscribe, please subscribe, and if you want, leave me a comment, because I always like to see what you think of the video and what you're actually growing, because that's all part and parcel and all the fun of the community that we call allotmenteers. So from me in sunny Leeds, see you later.